Hey, what's up everybody? We got some new heroes to check out here on the test server. There's a huge cold up event coming up with Dracula styled heroes. So the vampire vibes. But anyways, without further ado, let's dig in. Okay, so in this video, we're just kind of taking a peek, like a first look kind of thing to see what these heroes are all about. It looks very exciting. I mean, it is very exciting, to be honest with you. There's 4 new heroes at once. So we have Dracula. We're gonna have, if I can find the next one quickly, it's going to be Van Helsing, Dr. Van Helsing. And then you gotta get that like Romanian sound to it. Lady Mina. I've heard that this is going to be the next exclusive that's going to be coming up as well. Very cool. And then we have a new tactician down here as well. It's going to be Vlad, how do you say it? Vlad Draculea is what it is. So it's a really weird name to say, but you could just call him Dracula. Draculea. I think Vlad means like father, so I'm not really sure of the story behind it, but you know, it is what it is. Probably a long story over here. Oh yeah, look at that. Tons of text here that you can read if you like. But anyways, so let's go and check out, I want to say, I think the first one to be good to check out is probably gonna be Dr. Van Helsing. So we'll start with him, see what he's all about. He's gonna be a marksman, piercing, so he's a piercer, nightmare faction as well. That piercing ability obviously is good against light armor, just like any other piercers. Being part of the Nightmare faction and being another marksman in the Nightmare faction is pretty cool, honestly. AoE physical attack, which is nice as well. We have range boost as well. Each basic attack loads 4 mithril bolts. Can I click that? A mithril bolt. After loading 12 bolts, triggers a special attack. Rapidly fires all mithril bolts at targets in the basic attack range. Okay. Each bolt deals 40% damage and inflicts a mithril shrapnel on hit enemies. Enemies carrying mithril shrapnel will be inflicted with vulnerability to physical damage, and that vulnerability is going to be a nice solid 20%. We have mithril shrapnel is going to has a 30% chance to explode when taking basic attack and giant axe damage from the caster, dealing 150% AoE damage to up to 5 nearby enemies. So a lot of AoE damage is what it's going to be. Let's see, we also have to check out the mithril bolt, which is prioritizes attacking targets not inflicted with mithril shrapnel and reduces damage dealt to targets inflicted with mithril shrapnel to 10%. So it's going to be kind of attacking. Each bolt deals and inflicts mithril shrapnel. So the mithril bolt is going to just kind of go around and attack targets that don't have the mithril shrapnel and try to inflict the mithril shrapnel on them. And they'll also get the 20% vulnerability of physical damage, which is very nice. Onto the basic attack here, deals 100% damage for up to 5 enemies units. 120% damage, fully skilled out. The first passive, Keen Insight. After each talent special attack is triggered, an additional 1 giant axe is triggered, dealing 400% AoE damage to up to 8 enemies around the farthest target in range. On to the last passive here, Flame and Fury. Giant axe attacks execute enemies with HP below 10%, excluding elites and bosses, of course. Killing an enemy with a giant axe attacks and mithril shrapnel blast damage restores 40% rage to the hero. It's going to go up to 50% rage, and that threshold is going to go up to 20%. Just more execution. Execution is super strong, guys. You're essentially eliminating 20% of their HP. So the more heroes that we have that can just eliminate HP basically like that is the better, right? So we want execution. It's a super powerful thing to have on a hero. I'm actually surprised it doesn't show up here as one of the options, but anyways, moving on to the next one. The ultimate is manual, costs right around 900. You start out with 700, lasts for 20 seconds. When activated, gains 20% penetration and immediately triggers 1 talent special attack. Ultimate lasts for 20 seconds. During the ultimate, increases the giant axe's attacks chance to ignite mithril shrapnel to 60%. That can also go up to a full 100% increased chance. Physical penetration gains me an extra 10%, and the effect duration goes up to 25 seconds. Yeah, it sounds super strong. It looks super strong looking at that little video that's up there. Honestly, I'm not really sure what to think yet. I think that it's going to be strong, but I'd have to put it on the field and really test it to find out. A little bit of the hero details as well. So you can see he has this a nice extended range out here, which is really nice. HP's right around 11.2, 11.1. Attack is really low actually at 39.99. I mean, it's not really low, but it's on the lower end. With all that penetration, it probably kind of equates to being equals out basically. Unfortunately, to be honest with you, I like to see that right around like the 4200 to 4500 range, but it's fine as it is. Redeployment time is 60, block is 1, cost is 22. The cost is really high. Not sure if we can take that down with awakenings, but speaking of awakenings, let's go and check that out. Yourself over here quick. Awakening level 1. When an enemies take mithril shrapnel blast damage consecutively within 5 seconds, the mithril shrapnel blast damage dealt to them increases by 20%. Kind of just sounds like it just doesn't really say it stacks, but if they take it within 5 seconds of the last hit, the next one's going to give an extra 20%. Awaken level 2 is attack plus 300. Awaken level 3 is ultimate duration plus 5 seconds. So we're up to 30 seconds now of ultimate duration. That sounds pretty powerful. Awaken 4 is all damage plus 8%, and then Awaken 5 is during the ultimate reduces attack interval by 30%. That's strong. I mean, we're talking just like increasing raw damage here. That's what we're looking at. Raw damage with execution. Very strong. So let's move on to the next hero, and I think a good option for that is going to be our new tactician. This is really exciting to get new tacticians in the game. It always is. We only have a couple so far right now, so adding some more in there is going to be good times. So this one's going to be a cultist faction, so you can pair with an Ezrith pretty well, I'd assume. AoE physical attack, displacement high block. It is physical damage AoE. Cultist typically is magic, so kind of trying to stack that into the cultist group is kind of difficult, but it's possible. Talent, damage scales off of HP. Okay, so it's an HP based damage dealer. Interesting. Continuously inflicts War Frenzy on blocked enemies. War Frenzy is reduced basic attack interval by 25%. And when attacking enemies inflicted with War Frenzy, Impaling Charge, and Brutal Suppression, ignore 30% of the target's defense. We'll find out what that is in a moment. Okay, so on the basic attack here, deals 100% AoE damage up to 5 enemy targets one time. It goes up to 120%. Then we have Brutal Suppression, which is one of the skills that gets an extra 30% penetration, essentially. When taking direct damage, there is a 15% chance that the next basic attack will be a counter attack, dealing 100% damage 2 times to up to 5 adjustment enemy targets. After casting the skill, immediately restores 6% rage. Now this sounds pretty strong, right? You could have him kind of tank a little bit and then do a bunch of damage as well. It's time to pull out those HP based, oops, I forgot to move myself over. HP based damage gear sets that you've been trying to save up. If you've been using my gear set recommendation, those should be in there as a rule. Let's go to the next one. Undying Spirit. When blocking an enemy, increases HP by 1% for 15 seconds. Okay, so it gets an extra boost in HP, stacking up to 5 times. So an extra 5% if he's blocking an enemy, and it sounds like it'll probably just keep stacking. It's gonna go up to 9% as well. HP restored. Oh, that's gonna be HP restored. When taking direct damage from an enemy inflicted with War Frenzy, however, restores HP by 1%. So you're an extra 5% whenever you take damage, like a built-in unshaken will, to be honest with you. Impaling Charge though is like gonna have to be the ultimate. Yep, it is. Okay, so that's gonna get that extra 30% of ignoring the enemy's defense. Wow, did you see that range? Oh, because he's moving around, so he can just kind of like charge through them. Okay, Impaling Charge cost is 700. That's going to go down to 600. You start with 400 and lasts for 15 seconds, and yes, it does get more damage reduction and damage increase on the end. Can choose and charge to an occupied ground tile within 3 tiles, dealing 400% AoE damage to up to 7 enemies in path. If cast in place, deals 260% AoE damage to 10 enemies targets within 2 tiles. So if you can just let them sit still if you want to, you don't want to charge through them, it sounds like you end up with a little bit more damage and you can hit more targets. After casting, increases the hero's block by 2 for 15 seconds. and deals up to 15% increased damage and takes up to 15% reduced damage based on the number of enemy units within 2 tiles. Max effect of 5 units. Super curious to see how that's gonna go. And let's check out the bond skill here. So obtain hero Lady Mina, which I said before was going to be a hero that is going to be exclusive, or that's the rumor, or what I'm being told. So the ultimate pulls up to 5 enemies on its path to the destination during its charge. Okay, so kind of pulls them in. When the ultimate is cast in place, it inflicts stun on targets for 1 second while dealing AoE damage. Nice little boost when you do have that bond skill. The challenge isn't going to be getting the exclusive hero. The challenge is going to be getting Vlad Draculea himself. All right, so yeah, let's go on to the stats here. Just take a little quick peek. Max level, it looks like he has like 2 tile range up here. 24.6k HP. It's pretty decent. Attack is at 3282. We don't care about that. The defense at 3708. Usually this is a problem because it's hard to keep him alive, but 3708 is pretty fair. 2.4 second attack interval. Rage Regen is at 14. Everything else looks pretty standard. He does have that high boost to Rage Regen when he's being hit, so an extra 10 there. Alright, so on to the Awakenings. Awaken level 1. Reduces the basic attack interval by 5% for each enemy within 2 tiles inflicted with War Frenzy, up to a 25% decrease. Alright, so you can get extra 25% boost in attack speed, or attack interval, I guess. It's really nice. Awaken level 2 is HP plus 1200. That's a direct increase to damage and total survivability stat as well. Awaken level 3, each trigger of brutal suppression increases the damage to the next one by 10%. Okay, if it is triggered within 5 seconds. Okay, so if it's triggered within 5 seconds, this effect stacks up to 30%. Alright. Awaken level 4, penetration plus 8%. Awaken level 5 additionally restores 2% HP to the hero for every 1 enemy target attacked by brutal suppression. So he has like a little bit of survivability built right into his kit. That HP restoration is nice, and it kind of makes sense with these vampire units that are being released. All right, let's go back and we'll check out, I guess, Lady Mina. Let's check her out. Northerner Piercer. So she doesn't really fit in with Draculea because she's not in the same faction. He is going to be the cultist faction, if I remember correctly. We were just reading it. Yes, cultist faction. And she is part of the North Throne and Piercer faction. But it sounds like she's going to fit in with the other heroes. So that works. She's a mage. She does magic damage. Strong CC, AoE physical attack. AoE physical attack? Especially doing physical damage to multiple targets. She does magic attack. Whatever. Ally buff. Okay, so this... Before we get into this, I need to talk about this hero is still in like pre-development mode. So what we're seeing here could be completely different by the time it's actually released. When they say that it is officially ready, I will go over the kit. So stay tuned for that video. Make sure you like and subscribe. You'll get the notification when Lady Mina is updated. For now, we're just going to take a look at her and see what she has going on. Talent says basic attack can inflict blood sigil and slow on targets. Blood sigil, a mark inflicted by Lady Mina on enemies, cannot be dispelled, and then slow is movement speed minus 30 or 50%, lasting for 2.5 seconds. Every 5 basic attacks can trigger enhanced basic attack, doing 100% AoE damage to up to 5 enemies and inflicting blood sigil and slow on them. Let's just check out that bond skill right away. The Crimson Oath is enhanced. When an ultimate is triggered, Lady Mina can also gain 20% of current crit damage from the ally with the highest attack on the field. Okay, so kind of, I think that it's like Soul Cadence has something like that. And so the basic attack here deals 120% magic damage to 1 enemy. Periodic Rage Regen attack plus 5. No, that's not how it works. So this could be part of that development issue, okay? It could be. I'm not really sure how that's gonna word out, but the first passive, Blood Resonance. When Lady Mina's enhanced basic attack and the Phantom Count Dracula deal damage to enemies, they inflict vulnerability to physical damage on them. I'm assuming that this physical damage thing could be wrong too. Since this isn't pre-development, like I said, we're just looking at it again. I just want to reiterate that we're just taking a peek. It is totally wrong and it should be completely different. Crimson Oath says during the ultimate, Lady Mina gains 40% of the current attack of the ally with the highest attack on the field and the damage dealt by Phantom Count Dracula, and that allied hero to enemies inflicted with Blood Sigil is increased by 15%. And there's some random stats down here. Eternal Darkness, when the ultimate is triggered, continuously inflicts Blood Sigil and immobilized state on up to 10 targets in range. So she's gonna stop units from moving. At least they have the animation there. That is cool. That is gonna be useful. Lady Mina then transforms into Phantom Count Dracula, which changes forms, doing 220% piercing damage one time to up to 5 targets every 2 seconds. All right, so we kind of have an idea of what's going on here, and the awakenings. I'm sorry if I was in the way again. I just forgot to move myself all the way to the screen here. And during the ultimate, Phantom Dracula's attack range increases and attack interval reduces by 30%. So the attack range increases by 30% and the attack interval is reduced by 30%. Cost -2. Basic attack hits 3 targets simultaneously. When a basic attack deals damage to enemies, it restores HP equal to 2% of the max HP to the hero. Okay, some more like self-survivability kind of thing going on, which is really nice. Awaken 4, Rage Regen attack +2, and Awaken 5 is when enemies inflicted with Blood Sigil die, they provide energy to Lady Mina. Each stack of energy increases Lady Mina's attack by 4%, up to 20% increase. Okay, that's pretty straightforward. It sounds strong. Like I said, I'll have to test it out and see what's going on. And like I said, also, one last time, that this hero's kit is not finalized and it seems like they have a lot of work to do with it yet. So just take it as a grain of salt. It's nothing, you know, set in stone. Now let's check out our boy. Where is he? Where are you? Dracula. Count Dracula. Here he is. Very cool looking. Always been a big fan of the vampire Dracula kind of series and stories. I like all of the vibes that kind of come from these heroes. And he looks really cool. And he even has like some undead kind of flying around, it looks like. And maybe it has something to do with like souls or just power synergizing around him. Very cool looking hero. I like the way that they did this. He has his little cane as well, which is perfect. He's got like the rich Dracula look. All right, so he is a fighter. He does piercing damage. He's chaos unit. He's also piercer. The chaos thing makes it sound like he's going to be obviously an ancient exclusive. It's going to be hard to get. Paired with like Valderon or Gon is going to be a good combination. But he's also going to be a piercer. He's going to be a fighting piercer. And how many do we have here? I don't want to reiterate this too much, but I don't think we have too many, if any, that I can think of offhand. Oh, there's a couple here. We have Numera. We have Erlong Shen, which is technically a defender, but it's a ground unit that does some fighter that style damage. Anti-air as well. And then we have Absan, which doesn't really count. And then we have our boy Dracula himself. All right, so he has single target physical attack, multi-strike attack, anti-heal, which is always good, and then ally buff as well. On the talent, cannot launch basic, I'm gonna move myself over, cannot launch the basic attack autonomously, which means he's not gonna just sit there and attack stuff. He kind of just doesn't do that, and it'll make sense in a moment. While on the field, applies Soul Rot to allied units with the highest attack within 2 tiles, resetting the targets whenever the ultimate ends. Soul Rot causes HP drain equal to 10% of current HP per second and gains 15% damage increase. This effect cannot be dispelled. Okay, so you can't cleanse it off. He's just gonna put it on there. And it does say within 2 tiles. So 2 tiles around him is gonna be who can be affected by this. Ally heroes affected by Soul Rot grant Count Dracula 1 stack of Soul Siphon every 2 seconds, up to 10 stacks. So Soul Siphon increases damage by 2% per stack upon gating. Count Dracula restores 2.5% rage. This effect cannot be dispelled. And it can go up to 10 stacks. So you're gonna get an extra 20% total for increase in damage. And then you're gonna get an extra 25% rage. So very nice, very nice. I love that. And he looks like he has a triple bond. with Lady Mina. Interesting. All right, so onto the basic attack. Blood Covenant. When an ally with Soul Rot deals damage to an enemy with basic attack, Count Dracula launches a coordinated attack, dealing 100% damage. So this is where his basic attack is going to work. You can see he has like no range, but that means that the ally that's hitting something has to be within 2 tiles of him. And if that ally hits something, then he can assist. Basically, he's going to do a basic attack and coordinate with that unit. All right, so the first passive, Blood Hunt. Ultimate attack deals an extra 10% damage to enemies with HP below 70%. Against enemies with HP below 30%, the effect is increased to 20%. So the more the HP goes down on the enemy, the more damage he's going to do. The next passive, Scarlet Embrace. When deployed, for every 1 allied hero in the talent's range, gains 1 stack of Soul Rot. For every 1 stack of Soul Rot, gains 1% penetration. And those are going to, well, the penetration is going to go up to 5%, and the stacks gain is going to go up to 3. So, all right, on that bond skill, obtain hero Lady Mina to unlock the following bonus effect. The ultimate's range increases and Blood Covenant damage multiplier increases by 40%. Now onto the ultimate, Mind Shackle. The cost is going to be 500. You're going to start out with 400 rage, so it's pretty quick to come back. 15-second cool or timer on that. And during the ultimate, absorbs Soul Rot effects to deal 45% damage to 1 enemy unit in range 5 times per second for 15 seconds. So you're looking at a lot of times. Inflicts the anti-healing effect for 5 seconds. Causes HP drain equal to 15% the current HP to the hero per second and cannot be healed, and gains 10% damage increase for every 100 bonus attack speed. After the ultimate ends, all stacks of Soul Siphon are consumed. HP drain when activated ignores any shield carried by the target and directly reduces his HP. So we have the ability to ignore shields, which is nice. It's interesting. It's nice. The damage is going to go up to another 15%, so 60%. Well, I assume that, I'm not actually sure. Like I think the Soul Rot effects to deal 45, this part right here, 45% damage to 1 in a unit in range 5 times per second, 15 seconds. I think that goes up to 60%. That's what my assumption is, but I'd have to see it play. Awaken level 1 here. All right, allies with the Soul Rot effect have their damage increase raised to 30%. That's a lot extra. Attack plus 300 on the weight A2. And then Awaken level 3, ultimate attacks inflict defense reduction on enemies lasting for 5 seconds. That defense reduction is to be 30%. So he's gonna take out whatever the heck he's hitting. Awaken level 4 is penetration plus 8%. And then Awaken level 5 is during the ultimate, the more times an enemy is hit by the hero's attacks, the higher the subsequent damage they take, with the damage increase capped at 40%. Kind of insane. It's kind of insane, and I'm super excited to see these heroes to go together. And I wanted to check one more thing. I think it's those 3 that bond together, it seems like. Are the other 2 heroes both bond to Lady Mina? And we have Vlad here who bonds to Lady Mina, and Dr. Van Helsing does not bond to Lady Mina, but the other 2 both bond to Lady Mina. And Lady Mina doesn't really seem, I don't recall seeing her bond skill bond to anybody else. Nightfall's Embrace. Yeah, it doesn't even state who she bonds to. So I'm assuming that that's going to change too, because she doesn't have anybody that assigned this bond skill to. Interesting. Crimson Oath is enhanced. Okay, so that's her own ability, right? Yes. Yeah, there's nothing in there that says that she bonds. So that's going to come in the future. And obviously she's going to bond to Dracula. She's for sure is going to bond to Dracula, or Count Dracula if you would. And I think I want to end it with that. And I want to reiterate one more time before I end the video that Lady Mina is supposed to be an exclusive hero, and which means she should be, well, it's a guaranteed exclusive. She should be able to get her within 200 summons. But this kit that we revealed here today of Lady Mina is not finalized, and everything in there does look messy, and it sounds right. They're not done developing Lady Mina. So With that being said, I think that's all I have for today's video. I'm interested to know what you guys think so far, just seeing these heroes. Which one excites you the most? Is it Van Helsing? Is it gonna be Dracula, or is it gonna be Lady Mina herself? Lady Mina actually sounds interesting, but I'm really curious what that kit's gonna end up being. Like the mirror behind her. I bet you that dude comes out of there and helps her out when they're fighting. Anyways, that's all I have for today's video. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe. Make sure you join the Discord. Check out prospector.gg as well. Leave a comment down in the comment section down below with whatever hero you're most excited for, unless it's just all of them. Because I'm kind of feeling like it's all of them. But anyways, I've been the Prospector. Thanks for tuning in, and until next time, keep digging.